Hey, yo, what's up, man? It's the captain. Got my man Desco and my man Sudan with me. You know, together we make the motherfucking Trap Car podcast. What the fuck is that?
True.
So what we gonna get touched on today? What we starting on? I know what y'all want to see. You know, I knew they couldn't wait for this moment. I knew this shit, but go ahead.
Yeah, I've been cooking.
Yeah.
I've been cooking, waiting. So let's talk about this Houston series.
No doubt.
Let's get right. You know what? No. Let's let that marinate.
No doubt.
Sweet.
Let's talk.
Fuck
Let's talk about this Boston series. Man.
All right. Boston came out the gates gunning, man.
Game 1, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What happened game 2?
Milwaukee had to win. What was going to be just like the Rockets series. Sweet.
It ain't gonna be a sweep, man. I'm gonna tell you this though, with Milwaukee, they're still down right now. They lost one at home. So if you still won on the road, you're now not the underdog no more. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I still think Milwaukee could pull that series off, but I wouldn't be surprised either way, like with that one. So that's really what I gotta say about that. But shutting Kyrie down to 9 points,
I was gonna say that.
That's big.
And I don't even think that was the difference maker. Realistically, I think everybody else on the Bucks stepping up because Lopez.
Well, Middleton dropped 28, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I think 28.
But it was the little things that they were doing. Like they was game 1, it was just the Greek freak, and that was it.
They were outcoached, man. They were outcoached in game 1.
They were out.
True, and that happens a lot when it comes to Boston.
That's a fact.
A lot of the losses come from being outcoached.
Brad Stevens is a motherfucker. That
That's
nigga's a
a
young
fact.
genius, scrap.
I agree. I concur with that. I mean, the playoffs is all about adjustments, so I won't be surprised. Like, they won up right now, right? Mm-hmm. So, Stevens had him, then Budenholzer did his thing, because he made adjustments, and it worked in their favor. We're going to see when they go back to Boston. I don't think it's going to be anything close to what it was this last game.
I think
like
Boston gets game 3 and 4. Milwaukee get game 5. Boston gets 6.
You calling Boston in 6?
I'm calling Boston to win the chip, so I gotta have them in 6.
You? Who you got taking that?
I think they're going to win out. I think Boston going to end up winning out the rest.
That's it?
Yeah.
Milwaukee gets no more?
Nah, I don't think they get no more.
Not even 5? Not even game 5 at home?
I think that was it. Because like I said, if you look like the way the game was being played, I don't believe in all the other guys enough.
Shout out my nigga Gert in the Lou, man. That nigga said the same thing. Milwaukee only get 1.
Okay. What up, Gert? What's up, man? I still see it going 7. I believe in Milwaukee. They were top 5 offensive team and top 5 defensive team all year. And I believe in the playoffs, that type of shit prevails. I still see it going 7. I won't be surprised who wins either or, but I got it going 7. So if y'all want to go on and touch on this fucking Houston GS shit, I know y'all can't wait. They've been salivating, waiting for this shit. Go ahead, man.
I want you to tell me what happened.
What happened? What? Game 1 or 2?
No, we're gonna start with game 1. What happened game 1?
Don't blame the refs.
No. I'm not gonna make excuse. The refs play a part. Like there was a lot of missed calls, but that's not why you lost. You can't hang your hat.
It was like a good 3.
I said 5. I said 5.
A lot of them shits, James Harden was swinging his legs, man.
Nah, that last one he did. The other ones, Clay bumped into him about 3 times straight up. Clay took extra steps even landing too. But that's not why you lost. They lost because they lost. You can't hang your hat on the ref. That's game 1. Game 2, they lost because they didn't fucking take care of the ball. Straight up. But I'm going to tell you this. This is why, now I know because I'm rooting for the Rockets, it sound biased, but this is real shit. This is why I'm still encouraged a lot, actually. In them 2 games, combined, we only lost by 10 points. 4 points and 6 points. And in the second game, we had the most turnovers we probably had all fucking season. And they still only beat us by 6 points. At home, when they're at home, too. So I personally believe we're going to smack them 1 game in Houston. And we're going to pull off a tight one in Houston. And it's going to go back tied up when it goes to Golden State.
One of them niggas that, we was losing, but we only lost by 5.5 if it wasn't for that foul call in the fucking final seconds.
I'm not making no excuses with fouls. I'm telling you that by the end of the game, we lost by 4 and we lost by 6. And 1 game, game 2 particularly, we should have got smacked. They should have beat us by 30, bro. With all of them turnovers, they should have beat us by 30. And they're home. They got all the momentum in the crowd in their favor. Now, I hate talking about it because y'all know I'm rooting for Houston, so it sounds biased for me. But just from a basketball standpoint, Golden State still looks vulnerable right now. They should have wiped the floor with us last game. You should expect one tight game at home, right? Mm-hmm. When you got two good teams. But in a game where the opposing team has 20-plus turnovers, bro?
I think Golden State looked like they supposed to look in the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter they look like regular season Golden State. They comfortable, they know they gonna get the W, and they cool with winning by 5 instead of 15.
They almost lost, though. They almost lost the game.
They wasn't gonna lose that shit. KD too much in the zone. You see how every time they get crazy, the niggas give it to KD, tell him clear it out, man.
Yeah.
Get away from this nigga. Clear it out.
Easily the best player in basketball. I don't want to hear no
Kevin
debate.
Durant, right?
Yeah, I don't want to hear no debate from nobody.
Ever since he said that, niggas not fucking with him.
He been cooking.
Yeah, he cooking niggas.
Definitely.
And I feel like since Bron not in the playoffs this year, all the focus is on KD. It ain't on LeBron. It ain't on, KD, the second best player. Nah. KD separating all that right
That's
now.
a fact. And it's a shame it took Bron not getting to the playoffs to do that, because you know what? As Bron's an all-time great, he's a top 5 player all time, but guess what? His defense is suspect for the last 2 years, big time. Mm-hmm. He's one of the worst defensive players when it comes to defensive efficiency in the league in the last 2 years. KD's became elite on defense. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a no-brainer, but that's how I feel about that series.
And I don't usually get into the debates over LeBron James because a lot of people that favor him, they want to grasp onto a moment. So when you argue about the defense, because I feel the same way. I feel the same way. We done seen Curry shake him out his shoes and go right to the rack. We done seen a lot of people go right to the rack.
Yeah.
But they'll bring up that, remember we had that clutch block.
That block, yeah.
It's always going to be that.
That's 3 years ago now. And another thing, let's throw it out there. He's a big reason the Lakers didn't do well this year, too. When you're a leader of a team, you got to set the tone, bro. That's young players. That's not veteran players he's playing with. So if you're not playing defense, you see that what was that towards the end of the season before he stopped playing, where Kuzma pushed him into the defender?
Yes,
yo,
that
niggas,
was
go
super
defend.
embarrassing.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. You got a second-year player telling you, go fucking close out on him. And you the best player in the world for the last 12 years?
I think Bron went to the Lakers to say to himself, you know what, it ain't gonna be that much pressure because niggas know my team young. We baby garbage, so we ain't gonna get nowhere far. Now it ain't too much pressure on me. So that nigga kind of took us. I feel like he took a season off his first season. Yeah.
And he a business mind. Going to LA, business-wise, was genius.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But
they smoke too many swishes at LA. Shout out to Dutch heads. We need a Dutch sponsor.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yo, we looking for sponsors too, man. You heard? Ford, what's up? Dutch Master, what's up? I'll bring the Sony headphones out. What's up? Cut the fucking checks, man.
Too.
And let's get rolling.
Cut the checks, man.
Need that.
So let me bring my opinion in here. All right, this Golden State Rockets thing. Game 1 was exactly what I knew and said it was going to be.
Yeah, what it was supposed to be.
Not even just the win. The fact that the Rockets didn't play skill ball.
They played dead Tony ball.
No, not even that. They played for the fouls. Mm-hmm. Now you ain't getting the calls. You look crazy out there. Every time they was looking for that foul at the 3-point line. Instead of them just playing ball, they argue and they fight. That's what they start to do.
I think if they would have brought it to light game 1, game 2, they would have got more fouls.
Yeah. See, but they argued it so much. Game 2, Game 2 was played great. Aside from the sloppy ball, they weren't out there.
The refs were great too.
They wasn't flopping. It wasn't a lot of. Nah. Of course, it's a habit and they do it.
Dumbass technicals being called.
Oh, the double tech. Yeah, that was.
It's
corny.
A lot of. It feels like
that was corny.
A lot of times it be feeling like they do it for views. To be honest with you,
I would have liked to see Nene fucking catch a swift KO on Draymond. Though that would have been flavor for me. I'm not a big Draymond fan.
I don't think. He talks. I like him because he's 6'8" and he be in that paint.
Yeah.
Nah. I mean, as
But
a
outside of
he's
that,
just not my cup of tea as a person. I don't know.
He talk that shit. He's
that guy that won.
Yeah.
He started winning chips, and he couldn't help himself but to not be humble.
Nah, I ain't mad at it. I just would like to see somebody knock his fucking teeth off. You know what I'm saying?
The league ain't like that no more.
Nah, it's not.
Yeah, it ain't like
Dead
that.
ass, huh? You see my nigga Van Gundy, they had him on
That
Twitter
it
the
were.
other day on the
Shout out to
day.
LJ, man. LJ's the reason I'm a Hornets fan, or I was really a Hornets. They don't give me no reason to root for them now, but
Nah, it's...
running Rebels and all that.
Kemba out there, man, for their work.
I love Kemba, but Kemba's gone, man.
Kemba's gone. So ain't gonna be nobody.
Where he going? Where he
New
going?
York,
Quick.
Kemba, we over here. Kemba, we
I can
taking
see it.
everybody.
He from here, man.
Kemba
Shout out to
going
the
in.
whole X.
I think Kemba going to Dallas, man.
You know why I don't see that?
Why?
Because I don't think Kemba he needs the ball to score, and Luka needs the ball, bro. I don't see them bringing in any other
I don't even
ball dominant
see, but
guard.
I don't think they thinking like that. We talking about Mark Cuban. I don't think he thinking
It's gonna
like
be
that.
stupid then for them, because one of them's gonna suffer. Believe that.
You right. Because it ain't nothing like when Terry and Finley and all of them was there. Because they that at that time they put together a perfect mesh.
People forget how good Finley was when he was in his peak too. Finley was a really
Finley's-
good player in his
You know
peak.
what it was? Because he
Solid
looked. Yeah, he was.
That's a fact.
He was solid too.
He made an All-Star too, right?
Yeah,
He made
Yeah.
a couple, right?
Yeah, he was just super hated on. I think
yeah,
he was super hated on. Finley balled.
yeah.
Oh, now that we talking about some old school, what about that special on Felipe, B? That's that dude. Shout out to the Oyes, man.
Shout out to all the Dominicans.
Yeah, shout out to homie. He was going hard too for Felipe last night. We seen you, homie. A homie 100.
Mr. Lopez.
I ain't get to see
He played
the
ball.
documentary yet.
It was
I ain't
dope.
gonna lie.
Oh, you watched it?
I watched some of it.
Watch
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I ain't get to. I got it
didn't
saved
go-
on my joint. Yeah, I got it saved on my joint.
Get to catch
It was
I need to sit
authentic to
down.
New York at that time, because you know if anybody from New
Felipe
York,
was the fucking guy.
that's a fact. That's
he
a
was
fact.
The first real Spanish nigga
That could
fucking-
really ball.
Yeah, and that was getting there. Like
That's a
he
fact.
was getting there.
That's a fact, huh? Felipe had New York in pandemonium. It was crazy too when he decided to stay. That's what I remember the most. Like when he decided to stay, and that's when the Big East was official. The Big East was the Big East then. You know what I'm saying? Georgetown, fucking St. John's. You had what's it called? All the powerhouses. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, it was different then.
it was different. It was different. And
Yeah, it was like
always-
heavyweight. Like heavyweight.
Heavyweight.
Yeah, it was like heavyweight matches. Now it ain't really like that. You mean
Felipe gave all Spanish niggas hope, man.
That's a fact. He was like
Yeah.
pun. He was like pun the basketball, B.
Mhm.
You-
oh, I like that.
That's a fact, right? You know what was flavored all about the documentary, since y'all didn't see it? I'm gonna touch on something. Is that we all know, like, in definition terms, he was a bust. But
Super.
they portrayed him in the documentary for what he really was, what he meant to the Dominican culture, to New York culture, and to that time period, like that
Yeah.
the mid 90s, like that was essential mid 90s shit, like, cause Ivo, yeah, we all knew about Ivo then too, cause it was him and Ivo. They was like,
Yeah.
who was the best? But we from New York, fam. Like for us, it was a no brainer. Fuck Iverson until, you know what I'm saying? Ivo can't fuck with Felipe. Nobody can fuck with Felipe. Obviously, time showed the difference in that, but at the time, they did a good job on the shit. I fucked with it.
He was bigger than the league. Had he was
He
like
was.
for the culture
He was.
and a bust in the league. Like
And I've never even heard anybody call him a bust, to be honest with you.
Not because we
that's
love
the
him.
crazy part though.
Not even-
He was
just in
a
general,
real-
like-
he was a real bust. But
We hear
Yeah.
about busts. Greg, you don't never
Yeah.
hear about, because Felipe was bigger than that. Like it
Yeah.
was like you can't even tarnish his name
He was
because
bigger
of
than Ball.
everything he brought with it.
He was bigger than Ball at the time. That's a fact.
He had the whole island,
that nigga had everybody.
the whole
Yeah, he
island
was
celebrating.
That's hard.
And he's from the Heights, right?
Yeah, he came.
So it's different.
Felipe
Like it was
was-
different.
Yeah,
You
that-
can't even slander nobody from the Heights.
Nah,
lit.
nothing but love
Them
for
niggas
Felipe.
And they
too
like-
cool. Them niggas too cool.
You
Oh,
know
I
what
guess-
I liked about the documentary is I knew all of that story. I didn't know his story now. Like he's doing so much over there for DR.
Still doing it.
Yeah, like for his country and for the basketball community out there, and
Yeah, 'cause
just
he's
like
like a
community work.
spokesperson or something, right?
Yeah, he's like running. He runs for office for some type of shit. He got a whole like community center where they do. He was saying that shit like the Rucker out there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they got basketball tournaments where each hood puts a team in for bragging rights and trophies, and you know.
He a real one.
He a real one. He official.
He didn't do what he was supposed to do. That nigga went to his shit.
Yeah, he official.
Went to his country, it got crazy.
Yeah, because I think his career average was like 4.
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
don't know. It was bad.
Something like that.
And then he got hurt.
5,
and it was over.
maybe.
Yeah.
Damn, Felipe.
Damn,
Shout
Felipe.
out Felipe.
But
Yeah.
again, it's cool to see him and Sham God and all them, like, where they at now.
Yeah.
Because they was...
Ep.2. I
That's a
knew
fact.
Sham wasn't really go crazy in the league, though.
His move is rocking, though.
That is
Forever. That move gonna last forever.
That shit is iconic.
That's a fact.
But it's cool to see that they still involved and they still...
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Because when you was held at that, like when you was at that level in high school and college, and you really was a bust in the league,
Yeah.
but you still like right there.
Nah, I get it from a different standpoint. I'm an artist, so for me, it's like, if I never become Hove, right? That shit is still inside. That's your passion. That's your heart. So you give your whole life to something that never changes. You know what I'm saying? You just find different ways. I remember, rest in peace, Mike. I remember when Mike got injured and came home from Oakland A's training camp and shit, and he had to come home. He was like, yo, damn, man, I need this shit for me. I say, yo, bro, if it's for you, it'll be for you. And if not, it's always a part of you. So what you got to do, you got to transition. Same like Big Gil. Shout out Big Gil. When Big Gil left the NFL, he became a coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that's in you and you dedicate your life and passion to something, it don't matter, like, if you don't see the heights that people put you at. Like, the expectations, sometimes you can't meet that. That's not the cards that are dealt. But if not, it's still a part of you. You find different ways. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like a fucking chameleon and shit. You gotta adapt and find a way to make it work some other how. Like, so he did that. Like, I respect that. Like,
Especially if the passion is really there.
I ain't gonna lie, it's either once you got your foot in the door, like these niggas have, and all these, you know what I mean, Sham God and Felipe and all them. Once you got your foot in the door, you gotta do something.
yeah.
That's like that, like whether it be coaching, training, whatever.
Anything.
You gotta do that, no matter what it is, a rapper, whatever.
Yeah. I don't think you can step
It's
away from
either
it
that
anyway.
or being a smoker,
That's
because
a
you gonna
fact.
be so depressed that you ain't make it there. Now you sitting there hitting the glass, or you hitting
That's
some
a fact.
coke, you
Painkillers.
pillhead, yeah, you pillhead crazy.
Mhm.
Now your life in shambles, super now.
But you know what the crazy part about that is?
That shit keep you grounded, keep you like baby
It
grounded.
do. And them dudes still made it.
Mhm.
That's the point, is like they
feel
still
successful,
made it.
right?
You understand? You still are a success. The problem is that the people that are on this level wanted you to be here and you made it here.
Yeah.
You're still
You
a
still-
lot further than where they made it to.
Yeah.
And yet they're the ones calling you a bust or a failure. Like, you can't be a failure yourself on the terms that you're saying and then call somebody else. You know what I'm saying? These dudes did something with their lives, whether they didn't live up to expectations or not.
Yeah, they definitely did fail.
That's
That's
something
definitely
I-
a buster. I
That's what
think
I'm
the
saying.
bust
That's-
is just like a friendly way to just.
Yeah, nah, but he's probably the most beloved bust, huh?
Oh,
Felipe, right? If we gonna call him a bust, he got to be the
there's
most
a lot
beloved
of
bust.
Dominicans out here in the world, scrap.
That's a fact. Shout out to Lulu.
Oh,
Oh,
So
no doubt.
this year, y'all noticed these calls getting by, traveling
That's been going
fast.
on, man.
League
Yeah, but I
soul.
feel like not
League
even
soul.
that. Like, it's not because it's your man, but I feel like because his shit was always at its headline.
Yeah.
Some of those step backs and side steps, those is travels and walks, right?
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
Why is it missed?
Travel's never been getting called though. You know when a travel gets called?
Travels always get missed. I ain't
That's a
gonna
fact.
lie.
Yeah,
You
but
know when
what I'm
travels get
saying
called?
is that
Fast
one,
breaks and
that
all
one
that.
is a highlight moment.
That
It's
one is
different.
right in front of the ref.
And
That's
it's different
why.
because it ain't like you in the paint and there's some scrambling going on.
No, but that's
On
the
a fast
only
break.
time it gets called. On fast breaks, I've seen people take 6 steps, not
Nah,
3
that's
or
like
4.
The hop step. They
Sick,
call
yeah.
the walk or the hop step.
That's what I'm saying.
That's a hop
I
step.
started to
That-
pay attention to this. And even like, it's been a lot of off the wall shit. And I started to pay attention and I was like, you know why? You know why motherfuckers are taking 6 steps and dunking it? And he's like, yo, that was a walk, but the dunk was crazy. Because the
'Cause
league
it's a
now.
highlight, you think? They want the they
It's
rather the
clickbait.
highlight.
Like it's all clickbait. It's all clickbait. That's why
a lot of niggas
LeBron,
is
no
doing
matter
that.
what we talking about, they talking about LeBron because LeBron brings in that much views. So it could be. I remember looking at at ESPN and I'm like, yo, what are we talking about right now? What are we talking about? Something that happened 4 years ago? Yeah, because it's clickbait, and I feel like ESPN and a lot of these sports joints is not even authentic no more. It's
Well,
all
social
about
media changed everything because now you don't have to watch that. It's flooded all over Twitter, the little clips. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's talking about. People that don't care about sports is talking about it because they're seeing these clips on their timeline, and it becomes popular.
That's
You know
what I
I'm
was
saying?
going to get to.
Social
The
media
power of
and
social media, that it altered the way the games are even called.
Yeah, and the evolution of the game too.
Because if you
Social media
look at it, you
world,
want to
bruh.
see what
Everything.
Harden going to do if he going to hit that crazy shot or not.
Fuck that
Because if he
nigga
hit
ain't
that
hitting
crazy
shit.
shot,
he not hitting shit. This
even
shit
Steph,
this go
Steph
round.
had some moments where
It's the playoffs.
he
Him and
traveled
CP3 both
off one of his
under.
long jumpers.
Harden ain't even been having bad games, bro.
He had a bad game. Game
Yeah,
two.
Game two,
Oh,
he
he did.
ain't scored shit.
He scored 20-some points,
He scored 29, but it was still a bad game.
and he was out for 12 minutes. He played basically only the second half. He missed.
They
You know,
gave
I'm gonna give him
like
the
a
I'm gonna give him the
13 points,
poke in the
though.
eyes. I'll let him
They
rock with that.
gave him a good 13 points. There's a couple plays where Looney let that nigga go right by.
Because they
him,
had
but-
to get the. They gotta
Looney
get that,
can't
they
let
gotta
him.
get them
Looney
views,
can't
man.
stick him.
Nah, but he didn't even put a body or he just stopped. They could just stop. KD didn't even jump. They just looked at him and let him lay it
The
up.
power of social media, man.
They rather that easy too, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's their defense.
'Cause they
Golden
know they
State's
can't stop him.
Golden
They're
State's
y'all gotta
like I'll
stop
give
us
you the
before
two.
we stop y'all.
They doing what most teams do when they play the Rockets. It doesn't work most of the time, but I'll give you the easy two as opposed to you shooting at three.
It's a shutdown. That starting five and shaking shit up. That's what it is.
We gonna see,
Starting
man.
Five and shaking shit up, man.
We gonna see.
What's up with Hov, man?
Shout out, my nigga.
Oh, Hov.
Man, we Hov fan. I'm a Hov fan again.
No doubt.
I'm
Webster
a whole
Hall.
fan again.
I'm a Hov fan again.
You had him on hiatus?
Yeah, I was on anti-Hov. I was on anti-Drake. I was on anti.
Why you was on
50.
anti-Hove though? I want to know. Tell the world.
Cause he wasn't fucking with my niggas.
Oh, the set,
He
right?
wasn't fucking with the set.
I forgot,
Well, he
I
was
forgot.
hating on the set. Not even that he wasn't fucking with the set. He was just hating on the set.
When he said niggas throwing the rock outside
No
your
doubt,
car.
them shits was Scooby stacks.
No doubt.
Yeah, that was hard.
That was
doubt.
hard,
That was hard.
That was hard.
This is a Scooby snack.
That was a hard
Shout
beef
out
too.
my nigga
Cam been
Skillet.
in some hard beefs. Cause
That's a fact.
Cam and 50 shit was fire too. People don't never talk about that.
I think, and this is
And
my
it stay
opinion,
relevant.
that might have been the greatest beef ever because they almost similar
Yeah.
to the levels of
Petty,
fuck it.
like-
Yeah, like it.
Petty and troll. What they call as a troll now? They was trolls
Yeah.
before that word came out.
Word the mother.
That's a
The
fact.
phone calls and all that shit they was doing. I mean, don't 50 done surpassed everybody
Yeah.
with the, cause he didn't manhandle social media and put that in his palm.
Mm-hmm.
But that beef to me was the greatest cause the videos, the
Every-
tracks,
yeah.
it was comedy,
That
but it
was-
was hard.
It was hard. Yeah, it was street shit, but it was still like it was like a roasting session. You
Yeah.
know when you with your homies, like, yeah, we all in the hood, so we know if it wasn't each other, we be rumbling right now. But because it's love, we just gonna roast each other crazy. That's how them disses was kind of.
What made me realize it was when Cam shot the video of them by the fire, the garbage can fire, and it was hitting the old school
Yeah, that was hard.
Curtis.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, nah, he's different.
That was hard.
I need to know how that came about, huh?
What? Hove?
Who made the phone call? That's what I need
To bring him out?
But Jim is in the house, right? Ain't Jim in the
Yeah,
house?
Jim signed to
He might have
Roc
been.
Nation.
Who knows? He might have been. That might have been a topic a couple times of him going to the gold couch. Like,
But touch on it. How monumental was that for you?
That was big.
That was big, right?
I think that was big for a lot of people, man.
That was big. That had to be big
To
for
see
people that
them
was there
two
too.
niggas, yeah, to see them two niggas. Them niggas, you never really even see them in the same spot together like that.
Nah, that was big. I'll tell you what I could kind of, to a lesser degree, but I was at Rock the Bells one year. Shout out to SK, my cousin Vess, and I think Sal, Big Sal, man, 808 Bistro. That's another sponsor, Big Sal. What's up? We was at Rock the Bells one year, and it was like the first or maybe second time that Hove, Nas was headlining and he brought Hove out. And the whole it was at Jones Beach Theater. The whole fucking place they couldn't perform for 15 minutes. The whole place was going nuts. And they both just stood on each side of the stage like this. And then they got closer and did it again, like back to back. But it was correct, like monumental shit after they beef. This was like the first time after they beef, or maybe the second time. And they did Black Republicans. And it was huge. So like for people from that era that was around then, seeing him bring out Cam and Webster Hall like that had to mean something. Because it meant something to me. I know it meant something to you. So that was big.
Yeah, my first thought was like, nah, this is New York right here.
That was dope.
This is New York.
Well, that brought it right back.
And what solidified it was Cam posting a picture of them back in the day together.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I was like, see, and then this is like the stamp right here. This is the stamp on it. He said, I could tell y'all a million stories, but I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
because the first picture I seen was when they gave each other dap on the stage, and they came like his face looked petty, like nigga, yeah, alright.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that. Then when I see the poster back in the day shit, I said, oh nah.
Nah, that was official.
That shit was major.
Shout out to Killer too, cause I borrowed that from you, that you wasn't there. Cause you know, we was out here and there was a lot of y'all that wasn't there, so I borrowed that from Killer.
Yeah, that was hard.
Now that was big. That whole shit was big.
That whole comment
Nas
section
was there too.
crazy.
You know what was dumb official about that? Is that Nas did the record, and then they transitioned into Dead Presidents after that ball. That was fire. Like, that was fire. You know, because we seen them do shit together before, but to do that, like, that magnitude. And shout out to Nas too, because I think that Webster Hall thing, I'm not gonna say it was inspired, but it probably was inspired by Nas doing that symphony in Washington, I think a year or two ago, where he had the whole live orchestra doing that shit, and they were all tuxedoed out and shit like that. Because if you've seen the Webster Hall shit, Hove kind of try to emulate that a little bit, but put his own shit to it. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, it was no orchestra and all of that, but he tried to make it like a black tie affair and all of that. But that was big for New York, man. Webster Hall's a synonymous spot, and Hove, Nas, Cam, they fucking legends, man.
All three of them had beef.
Word.
That was a super bring back.
Yeah, that was.
And everything looked authentic, like.
And that right there was it. Like, it didn't look like, nah, this is for the check. Like, yeah, it didn't look like that. I watched that performance, like, I kept going back. I watched it like 3 times. I was like, yeah.
Really watched it. I just seen the pictures.
Yeah, nah, I definitely, I went looking for it, and I was like, I need to see this. And I wanted to see how they was going to move with each other. And
that's Jimmy, right? Jimmy played a part in that, we think, right?
Yeah, nah, it had to be. I mean, not just him alone.
Nah, not him alone, but I mean, like,
if you look at the names in the building, period, and a lot of them are getting older. Because who else be in it? Fab be in there, Kiss be in there. Behind the scenes, we don't know what the conversations is like.
Nah, yeah. I mean, that's like even Hove jumping on the that Fat Joe record 2-3 years ago, or whatever, like the remix a couple years back. That was big too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that was big too.
I respect that. You know.
Shit going down.
Plus, it makes sense financially anyway for all groups. I mean, Hove good, don't get me wrong, but now he look like
Hove different. Man.
He the big bro at all of them, right?
Nah, he's really that.
So
Hove's different.
It looked great for New York. Like, it joint looked amazing. Like, I got goosebumps and all that. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
New York, we
I ain't
back.
even see that coming.
That was big.
Nah, that shit was left.
I ain't see that coming.
That was big.
I woke up, I said, oh, nah. This is crazy.
That was big for anybody that was in attendance.
Yeah, that
niggas
was necessary.
Look wired, niggas look chill. It was a lit night that night, huh?
What you thinking now, Desco? I seen the light bulb come in your head, huh?
I'm thinking I missed that.
I'm serious. Because I had the opportunity. My man hit me. He like, yo, you want to go to the joint? I was like, I don't know if I want to see that.
Nah, that's a dope. That would have been a dope movie.
I don't know if I want to see Hove.
I'm keeping
this nigga on.
Yeah, nah, I was like,
we had a lit time at a Hove concert, right?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Shout out to Titan too.
See, but I knew it was going to be different. I didn't know it was going to be different like this, but Hove is a little bit different. So I knew, like, don't get me wrong, I like the Nipsey joint. I like the Nipsey joint, but I knew it was going to be more of that. And I'm like, I don't want to go to a show and being there like,
Yeah, nah.
I was wrong.
I ain't really see too much from it.
Super.
But it was a big moment, man. I hope, I hope that it does something for everybody like that was involved. You know what I'm saying? Like Hov still, Cam especially, like, cause Cam's not really in the public eye like that no
Nah,
more.
that's why it's super flavor.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Cam. Cam just move how he move.
Yeah.
And that's
Cam's
it.
Cam no matter what.
Yeah.
You gotta respect that.
Everybody else, they got like certain, they know you gotta be seen. Like 51 of them, like he know he gotta be seen. Cam is just, Jim is another one. Jim gotta be seen because he got all those different lanes, the working out, all that.
I don't think Cam really transitioned into the social media age like that. Like he does it.
He old school with it though. Like
That's what I mean. But you know what's crazy? He was ahead of his time.
And that's
Doing
that,
like the Cuzzy Bang shit and all of that.
And I feel like it ain't like what
it
it
was
is
too
to everybody.
early. That if that would have been now, you feel what I'm
You
saying?
know how niggas be like, yo, we used to do that. Like I don't do that no more because we used to do that 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I feel like with Cam, that's what it is because we just said it. Cam was trolling before trolling was trolling.
Cam was ahead of his time with a lot of shit, man. That's a fact.
So I like that about Cam though, because when he pop up, he pop up. You know what I'm saying? When he pop up, he pop up.
He's legend, man. No matter what anybody says, Cam is a legend. His legacy in hip hop is solidified.
We lost somebody right this week.
Yeah. John Singleton, man. That's big because
Super big.
I mean, like, you got to think what he did for the culture, for hip hop, for the black culture, for LA. You know what I'm saying? Like Boys in the Hood. Anytime you say what's your favorite like hood flick, that's probably the first answer of most people. You know what I'm saying? And he did a lot of great movies. Like it's big. Like I didn't see him getting the love that I expected he would have got in his passing. But I also remember now too is like he meant a lot more to people that are a little older than the generation right now. So I don't think the youth really understands how important he was to, like, even Friday. Think about it. There would be no Friday if it wasn't for him, because he gave Cube his start as an actor. And not only that, he inspired him to want to create movies and do shit like that. So, like, they might not be as big on some of his movies, but all of the kids still love Friday and shit like that. So, like, he even inspired that type of shit.
Yeah, he was definitely a cornerstone of the hood.
Yeah. He was actually, like, for over there what Spike was for New York, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Like, on that type of level.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, they had different ways of portraying it and thinking, but that also comes with how you grew up and everything like that, and just being different people. But I mean, he meant that much.
I think because most of those movies don't come back around, they don't circulate. We know about it because that was our era. But those movies, the movie don't circulate like they should, and it could be because we're not even in the DVD era no more. Really,
that's a fact.
I mean, shout out to the people I saw at Target, like going through all the DVDs, crazy. But
I don't even think I got a DVD player no more.
I don't.
That's a fact. I don't. You do?
That shit built in the TV.
Oh yeah, you live in life, cuz.
Yeah, you classy.
No
I like
doubt.
that. But yeah, that to me, that's the big reason why I think it ain't, because he should be all over the place.
Yeah.
Like he should be. He was educating and giving you entertainment.
Yeah.
You know what it is? A lot of people don't know a lot of movies he really, you know what I mean?
He did and shit, right?
To do with, and they real big fans and shit. Like
they just don't know it was him.
They just don't know it was him.
The man behind the.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What would be your favorite movie from him?
I ain't gonna lie, he introduced my bitch Taraji. I'm sorry, not my bitch, my lady Taraji.
Okay.
He introduced that Baby Boy, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Baby Boy's classic,
no
man.
Doubt.
I like Baby Boy a lot.
Boys in the Hood though, but
Boys in the Hood up there.
My baby.
Yeah, Boys in the Hood was
Definitely. Boys
he
in
did
the
Hustle
Hood.
and Flow too, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so.
Hustle and Flow was a good movie too. You know a movie I liked from him a lot too that was don't get talked about enough? Higher Learning. I loved Higher Learning.
Higher Learning was good.
I still watch that once. Like
I like it.
I scroll and look for that once in a while on the Fire Stick.
Yeah, I like Higher Learning.
Yeah,
Boys in the Hood for me though was
Yeah, Boys in the Hood. Did he do Menace
I
too?
watch that all the time.
He didn't. Did he do Menace too?
No, I don't think so. Not too
Nah,
sure.
yeah, I don't even want to give you an answer.
Yeah.
Be
I'm
wrong.
not sure on that either. He
I'm
did
not
Poetic
sure on
Justice
that
too, though.
Yeah,
Right?
that was-
No, he did that.
that
That's
was a good one,
You
too.
know, that wasn't really for
Poetic
me, but
Justice, I could watch that every time it comes.
I-
on.
see, word.
could
I
watch
can't.
Boys
That's
in
not
the
one of
Hood
them.
every
That's
time
one of
it
the
come
movies I
on.
don't enjoy at all. Like
Baby Boy, I could
Baby
watch
Boy, I watch.
every time it come on.
See how you feel about Poet? I feel about Baby Boy. I like it, but it ain't something I'm gonna be like, yo, I wish I could watch that again. Like
Nah,
at
yeah,
all.
I ain't gonna say that, but if I'm scrolling in that joint,
Yeah, I could watch
on,
Baby.
See,
Boy.
I done passed it mad times on BET. Like I done skipped it.
You can't watch movies on BET, man. So when they be like, "Hey, you mother ever, bro," nah, I can't watch those, man.
BET need to get cleared for that.
BET, you gotta get out of here unless you cut us the check too.
Yeah.
Somebody gotta go.
Bet that.
That's a fact.
Definitely.
Yeah, but RP to him. Oh, another thing too, man. We need to send out some prayers for Bushwick Bill, man. I just seen today that they announced that he got stage 4
yeah,
pancreatic
stage 4
cancer,
cancer.
and that's one of the most deadliest forms, you know.
She's
But
like 120 years old.
yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's tough.
Prayers for him and his family. Word.
Yeah, stage 4 is rough.
Well,
That's crazy. He part of a classic, legendary classic hip hop group too. Cause the Ghetto Boys is like, shit. That's like Run DMC for down there. Even more though, cause Run was like more like Run DMC and them was a little more cookie cutter. They really brought the hood to the forefront when it came to that music in the late '80s and shit. So
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Bill.
And he was like a cartoon character, like.
Yeah, he was like, and
As growing up, it was like,
in
yo,
real life,
word?
like
Oh shit, huh?
he really looked like
Yeah,
that.
like he really a tiny guy. Oh shit.
So imagine.
nah, he really a tiny.
I don't want to say the other word is not appropriate. They gonna
Yeah, they're gonna be at your neck.
yeah. If we
At
ever
your
get
ankles.
big from this shit, we getting
Look.
no checks.
But he was like how Felipe was for the Dominicans. He was like that for them.
For the tiny folk?
For the yeah,
No way.
No way.
yeah, he was
That's
that man.
hardcore shit.
Okay.
I remember
Yeah.
in VA, I seen I seen a.
That's hardcore
I'm trying to make
shit.
sure I
I
don't
didn't
say
know
this
that.
wrong. Yeah,
I didn't know
I
that.
seen a group of them.
Little
No.
people. That's
yeah,
what they like
little,
to be
and
called.
little people at Hampton University. It was a party we went to, and it was like 10 of them, and they all had the shirts that you could cop like
Hanging 'em.
on the side in Times Square, like on the
Yeah.
side. They had all of them with him on there, not even the whole Ghetto Boys, just him.
Oh nah.
And it was a bunch of them that was different. So me and my man, and it was another cat. I forgot it, and I feel bad. I forgot because he was from the
Y'all
second
was
unit. I ran into
partying?
him at Hampton University. We was
with
partying, and
little
they came rolling in deep.
people?
It was like 10 of them.
Somebody
doing
had
they-
the strap on them too.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
one of them was strapped. I'm
They
gonna
had
tell you that
the
right
Desert 22 on them.
now. Nah.
But that was the moment it clicked for me because that's when I really got put on to being down south. I really got put on to what
Yeah.
they really meant down there. And I was like, damn, son is like, he like MJ for them.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
I
a
like MJ.
that's a good point you said though just now because I didn't realize
I like MJ.
we don't realize how big some people are till we leave our region. Cause when I remember the first time I ever went down to the H to Houston and shit, they was knocking Boosie so heavy, and Boosie not even from there.
Shout out my nigga Boosie.
But
man.
Boosie
That nigga
was
had
like-
them butt naked pool parties.
Boosie on a
Word
different
to
level,
mother.
man. That's another one praise to Boosie too, cause didn't he have some type of form of cancer or something he was battling? Something crazy.
Yeah, he had some disease he was going
Boosie
through.
was battling some shit.
Shout out to
Always.
Boosie badass,
I
man.
thought he had that reverse old man joint for
The
a minute.
Benjamin Button?
Yeah, I thought he had the Benjamin Button for a little bit. Boosie looked 55.
Boosie definitely. look
Now you
like
know who
he's
got the
60.
reverse old man? Gucci, cause Gucci looked 24 now and he looked 57 before. Huh?
Gucci a vegan, right?
Gucci living the best life, huh? I don't know what he
Gucci
is,
type
but
of shit.
Gucci living the best life, huh?
Gucci
Your
the
man got
hardest, too.
fit.
Gucci too.
Your man got new teeth.
He got a wife.
He got a wife that's
Yeah.
riding with him. He did right by his peoples, huh?
At the game.
See what happens when you do your time and just do your time?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Don't cut no corners. Some flip the whole
That should
script.
mature you, huh? Sometimes if you let anybody, shout out to anybody that did a bid and they ain't let it break them, but they let it make them. You know what I'm saying? They matured them and turned them into a better man. Cause that shit hard, man. I couldn't do it.
He realized that bag he was probably missing out on.
Word the mother. That's what everybody realized. That big bag.
And that kookaloo,
And
that pootie.
You think about
Shit.
all of his influence on a lot of them rappers.
Oh yeah.
Period. He done probably missed out on a couple bags.
Nah, yeah, he's responsible for a big responsibility for the sound of Atlanta hip hop right now. And Atlanta hip hop is the sound of the mainstream hip hop period.
Mm-hmm.
So he played a huge part in that.
And now he good. Time is it, man?
He's eating. It's go time.
It's trap time, man. We in the trap car. Sudan, Desco, the captain. Somebody got to make a chop. I'm not saying who. We got to bust a move, man. We got things to do, you heard? Tune in. Episode 2. We're going to be back, man. You heard? Let's get it. Yo, and we're going to start going live, too. So when we start going live, we want y'all throwing shit our way. You heard? Throw some questions, interact with us.
Yes, sir. Get involved.
Fuck with it.
Voice your opinions, all that. All right?